Hello guys, apparently we need to make a quick video for you just to show you the basics here around the Salochy way. I'm going to turn the camera around in a second so you can see, but basically what I'm going to go through is from the parking spaces where to go, because it could be slightly confusing. I know the first time I took the wrong way just because I didn't read properly, but there you go. So I'm going to turn this around. In front of us is the entrance. You'll come by the wee toilets and down the road into the parking spaces, which is quite clear here. And now I'll quickly show you the board. In front of us is Loch Lomond. Parking bays. Don't know where the bus will stop, probably down this line. You could walk them through quickly here to show them the shores. This is a camping site too. It's incredibly beautiful here. It's a little stream. But I think the most important thing, so you'll see the pay station for the parking quite clearly, and the wee bridge. And once you're here, you can check the way that we're going to be walking. So on the map, this is where we are. The West Highland Way continues along here, but we are going to take the red route all the way to Dunmow and back, and the blue route. So basically we follow the red route and then the blue route. It doesn't actually take very long. So this bridge takes you further on the West Highland Way, but we're going to go back and turn our backs towards the exit or the entrance. Loch Lomond, turn back and walk towards the road, which is where we will cross. So back to the entrance. And the path actually starts on the other side, so I'm going to go over this little hill here. Here's the red and blue markers, Salochy entrance, and there's the path. So it can get a bit muddy here, and the road's got some sharp corners so you can't see the cars, so just be careful. And then we just follow the trail. First piece is easy, could be a bit muddy. I'm going to stop this because I want to time myself. We just walked a wee bit, you come to a fork and you'll see the blue trail and the red and blue trail. So this is where you follow the red. You'll be coming back on that way, but we're going to go up the red trail for now. So all along this first piece is the brackens, the ferns, and also a lot of brambles. But I guess I don't need to explain why you should discourage them from eating the low ones close to the path, thanks to dogs. Because I know this path is used by a lot of dog walkers. Not even 20 minutes into the walk, you get to this place. This is why this place is called Salochy. This is the old village. It's got a killed and everything. Now, it's a bit spooky, and there's more to it all around. As you can see, there's little paths to take you off the main track to see the whole place. I'm in somebody's house. Very cool. Unfortunately, another Highland village affected by the clearances. Now there's quite a bit of information about this online. Unfortunately, it's all a bit contradictory. Some say Salochy means dirty in Gaelic because this was a clay, kind of clay place. Others say Salochy means willow because they made wicker baskets from, not wicker baskets, but baskets and all sorts of stuff from willow, because willow is such a good wood to use. I would read up a little bit about it because, like I said, it's quite conflicting. But anyway, the path goes around and then eventually just continues. I wonder who lived here, huh? Apparently there were about 20 people that lived here, 200 people in this valley. They kind of say it's more like was probably more like a clachan here. But like I said, it's all a bit vague, the information that you can find online. Anyway, path just continues. Honestly, we don't need to take apple for these people. These brambles are perfect at the moment. Look at all that. Just don't eat the low-lying ones. And check for flies and worms. Or worms. These are good. Eventually you end up here. You kind of hit a forestry road. But you'll notice from this marker, looking to the left, you'll see the other marker here. So you know in the right road. So basically turn left. And you'll see that post there, kind of height restriction, I guess, for forestry equipment. And from now on, sorry, there's a wee spider. I've been walking for 20 minutes, I've already got spiders on my phone. Anyway, so we just keep following this forestry track all the way to Dunmoyle. So as you can see, you're still on the track. And right about where my finger is, that's the hill that we're going to end up on. It's one hell of a view of Loch Lomond. So we just keep following this track. Water everywhere. Water everywhere. And also brambles everywhere. And they're tasty. Anyway, we just keep going up. Here you'll see the red, blue, red. So this is the way back. When we come back, we'll turn down this hill. So we keep going on just a wee bit to kind of come back to it on ourselves on top of the hill. Still on the path, you can see two people clambering up and down from the dun. So we're going to snake around this wee foresty bit until we get there. After the first pond you find on your right, you end up with another pond on your left. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's a quarry. And I'm still on the path that I came on. And then you'll see that it suddenly diverts. There's a red marker here. And it's from here that we're going to go off the track. Well, it's still on the track, but this is the way to the wee dun. In fact, we're already pretty close. You can get a bit muddy here, so it's worthwhile warning them, because the mud is like on a lot of pine needles and mud and stone, so it gets a wee bit slippy if they don't watch out. Decent track shoes are probably not a bad idea. And then there's a couple of ways up to the Dun. Just keep the phone going. Just in case I fall, you got it on phone. See this sedimentary type sandstony rock, lots of mud around the corner. And here you can go up this way, we can go down this way, which is very muddy indeed. There we go. I don't think there's a better or a worse way up here. They're all pretty much the same rubbish. And then peekaboo. You can go all the way to the front here, to where the rocks are. So when you get up here, you need to take aware of a couple of things. You're gonna have a lot of people. And there's quite a drop on the other side. So I'd be wary of letting them all get too close. They might push each other over. When you're looking at Loch Lomond, you'll obviously see you're on the east side of Loch Lomond, you're looking onto the west. And if you see the cars on the other side, that's the A82. That's eventually going to snake all the way to the Drovers. If you look to your right, so to the north, that's the distinctive peak of Ben Lomond, the highest, most southern mountain in the UK. So you've got the whole top end of Loch Lomond, the 30-odd islands or inches of Loch Lomond, and then behind us, obviously, the forestry. When we go back, we're going to go back straight the same way, and then down the same path, the one you see down the bottom. So the wind's coming up, so I don't know how well I can be heard, but just to reiterate, I'm standing on the kind of top of the Dun here, and this really gets a bit steep down the sides, so if it's wet it might get a bit slippy. So I'm a bit worried if we've got a lot of people up here. There's not a lot of space and quite a lot of heather. But anyway, to reiterate, Loch Lomond, Islands, A82, Ben Lomond, distinctive Ben Lomond. The sound of sheep in the distance, and we're going to walk back now. Going to take the same way back. And just to remember that when you get to the bottom of this, back onto the forestry road, you turn left. So we come back, go back the way we came. Now coming down, depending on their shoes, it might be a little bit more dodgy. This is pretty much always like this, so I don't think it's going to matter if it's rained or not. It will be muddy. And when you've got all those people traipsing through, you might want to split them up onto the other path, which goes. You'll see it. It's not very clear, but you'll see it. And this path here, and I was here in winter time and it was wet. This wee piece was, you could literally sit on your arse and go down that way. It's very slippy. It's not a lot of difficult pieces, just these two little bits, and I'm sure they'll cope, no problem. I mean, they are wanting to go into the hills, so I suppose they've got to deal with a wee bit at least. birdie playing cable. So I'll show you the next piece once we come down on this path from the dun. We hit the path and see where those guys are going. We turn left again and we follow the red one back until we hit the blue, and then follow the blue one back. So we've got the quarry again now on our right in the second pond, and we're going to pass the the first pond on our left in a minute. So we literally just missed the fox on the camera running down the path in front of us. Ran in here. Bloody bastards. You can show yourself. Nah, he's gone. Anyway, here's the first pond we passed, now on our left. Just keep heading down. So there's a wee marker here and it looks like a path that's just a little bit on the way when you come back from that last pond on the left. Looks like a path going down, but and they put the marker in a weird place. It kind of looks like you got to follow it, but you don't. You just stay on the forestry track. And at some point you'll see where the two markers are, where the blue and the red end and the blue starts. You actually can't go very wrong here. It's kind of quite clear how it's marked. There's the dun. We were up. Nice little, looks like some sort of volcanic outcrop. Maybe some old plug or something, I don't know. Quite a few different rocks in that one formation, so I don't know. I always like having geologists on the routes because they can give you a lot of information about these, the makeups and the origins of these things. So here we are, red marker, the other marker, and like an open stretch of grass here. And it's on your right coming down, and you'll see the blue marker here, and you literally just start following this. It looks completely different here, going back through the ferns on this beautiful stretch here. Going down, we'll end up in the forest down the bottom, and literally you can't get wrong. It's just straight up. Part of the path that goes through back down the forest is quite squelchy. What I would suggest is that the first few people walk in the middle, and the rest will walk 2 by 2. On the verge, because otherwise the guys in the back might just get a real dose of mud. I mean, whoever that bus company is, they're going to have one hell of a cleaning up to do in the end. And at some point you arrive next to this stream. Two streams converging there. Just too pretty. What a day today. I hope it's like this on the day, because it's just beautiful. So I'm noticing here next to the stream, the path is tricky. It really is deep mud, and it's really kind of slippery. Kind of dig in. So I would spread them out and take it slowly. I mean, this last piece you pretty much at the back anyway, so it doesn't really matter what time it is, because here we go, over the bridge. You can get down to the stream here. Anybody wants to fill their water up, I've drank from this before, no problem. Back at the blue marker, and you'll notice the fire break here and the marker on the other side. So this is the way we went up. So when you hit this trail again, blue marker off to the right, and we just follow this fire break. The stream is down. And that's it. Nothing but home. So we're pretty much back on the road. Just going to cross over to the parking. So as you can see, it's pretty quick. But I must admit, look both ways. Remember, these people all from America, make sure they look both ways, not just the right or the left. We cross straight over and we're back. I think it's quite important because they might be tired, they might be thirsty. Make sure they cross safely, because there's two sharp bends, and the people up here might have some Glaswegian twat trying to race down these roads thinking there's no one, plowing to all of our guests. I don't think we want that. So anyway, I did this in exactly 1 hour, but then again, I really walked fast and I didn't stop. I pretty much legged it. So if you take your time, spend some time up at the village, the Salochy village. It's called Wester Salochy. Spend some time up at the top, maybe eat something, drink something. You can easily become 2 hours the whole way. So just keep that in mind. So back in the car park, where the bridge is and the pay meter, there's a bridge. And if you go over the bridge, you are on the West Highland Way. You might tell them that. What you can do, depending on the time, so I'm just adding this as a point of interest, that you can follow this trail a wee bit. At a certain point, you start going quite up, and you can just keep going on this route as far as you guys want to. There's a couple of wee sections which are maybe a bit daunting because they have got like a very thin path, and they could be slippery on the day. But you know, you could theoretically walk half an hour in, half an hour out, following this trail all the way to the end to Ronden and back. If my memory serves me right, about 2 hours. So it will probably be too much. So if you include the Salochy trail and this, you could be looking at 4 hours. But that's up to the day to decide, I suppose. It's what's nice about this walk is that it's right on the water, and it stays on the water, and it hits a couple of wee beaches which are just stunning. So maybe worthwhile, even if it's just for interest. But I'll show you this next bit at least so you can see what it's like. It gets a bit hairy because it gets very narrow with drops to the left into the water and a bit rocky. It's less mud, more kind of tricky bits here. But I wouldn't say anything that's incredibly dangerous. But yeah, that gives you a good idea of what the trail is like. Look at the rocks here. So you can go up and around, or you can follow this wee little path down there. So the path splits every now and then, but essentially they all end up in the same place. Look at this. Crazy. Anyway, that's all from me. Cheers guys. Bye.